Hello everyone, Lifesaver here with another video. A lot of people ask me how to heal in a raid environment. I think some people have been struggling. Some people are saying druids are really bad in raid. Not the case. HPS is actually a very easy thing for druids. There is a little bit of setup required, but it's honestly like 2 buttons. It's super chill. Way less stressful than healing in Mythic keys. So I'm going to go over some of the talent changes that we do for this, how to get meet the big HPS checks in some of the encounters, especially if you're doing Mythic raiding. Some bosses do some crazy pulse damage where you have to get a lot of healing out. But if you're prepared for it, you're going to top the charts every time. So basically for this, what we're doing here is we're running Keeper of the Grove. Wildstalker is fun, but it's if you have too many people, right? You have 25 people in the raid. The symbiosis that you gain for the extra hot, you just don't get enough of it to make it worthwhile. So you go Keeper to get the extra healing, make your Dream Tendons heal more. The DR isn't as important, but basically just the more raw HPS. When you Swiftman, you get the extra haste, which is really nice when you're trying to push during those 8 seconds, 10 seconds sometimes of pulse damage that's going on to the group. So here are some of the things that we've changed. Rejuvenation is a big thing that we've changed in here. Oh, am I right built? Oh, hold on. Let me show my raid healing here. So the main things we're going to switch here is making our rejuvenations and regrowths, our hots last longer, which is very key because you don't want your hots falling off because you have to blanket almost 7 to 8 seconds before damage comes out. You have to start prepping, even more than Mythic Plus, because you want all the hots to be bouncing. So we're running with Thriving Vegetation. This makes your rejuvenation heal for 30% of how much it would instantly. So it's like a mini heal right away, which is kind of nice when people are taking from something. You can just start throwing rejuves out. And it also makes your regrowth last 6 seconds longer, which is really nice. So now your regrowths are lasting longer when you're spamming them, which you will be doing later on. And then in your class tree, you're running with Improved Rejuvenation, which makes your rejuvenation last for 3 seconds longer. So now rejuvenation lasts for it's like 17 seconds or something. It's pretty crazy. It's really nice. So you can prep a lot ahead of damage. So basically how you're going to do every encounter is you have F-Flow on the ground. Damage is coming out in about 8 seconds. You always have Life Bloom on the tank. You don't run it on yourself because we're not running Photosynth with this, and we're not running Undergrowth. We're running with Power of the Archers, so every time we Wild Growth, there's a 60% chance to get 2 free rejuvenations or 2 free regrowths, depending on what you cast next. It's really nice in a raid environment because you're just trying to get free healing out to everyone. It's a smart heal. It's pretty cool. And then you also run with Flourish here. So Flourish, what it does is it makes your hots last 8 seconds longer, and they're 25% strong. This used to be 100%. It was super fun. You see some crazy raid healing back in the day. They nerfed it to a 1 minute cooldown. I think it was 1.5 or 2 minutes before. Shorter cooldown, it heals less, but the duration is what we're looking for. Making the hots last longer and making it a little bit stronger is nice too. And the way you basically set this up is you have Life Bloom on the tank. And now that we're running with Germination, which allows you to apply 2 rejuvenations, and the duration is increased by an additional 2 seconds, which is why your rejuvenations are lasting for like 17 seconds now. So you rejuvenate twice in the tank, and then Light Bloom on them as well. You rejuvenate yourself twice before damage is going out. So you have 4 rejuves out. Then you want to shoot out 4 more rejuvenations if you can. So whoever, you just putting random people in the group, you put it on the other healers, put it on people who are squishy. Everyone's going to take damage, it doesn't really matter. Don't think too much. Throw out 4 more rejuvenations. So you get 8 rejuvenations, which is very strong because you're running with a talent called Abundance. So once you have 8 rejuvenations out, you have the max cap, which makes your regrowths cost 96% less mana and have a 96% chance to crit. And you have a baseline of crit. Even if you have 0 crit, you have 5% on your character. So this makes it so regrowths is 100% critting every single time, which is insanity. So how we play this is we get all 8 rejuvenations out. Life Bloom is out on the tank. And then we're going to Wild Growth someone, maybe the tank or yourself, doesn't really matter. You want to get an extra hot out too. Grove Tending from the extra hot from Swiftman. So now it's an extra hot. Spring Blossoms on the ground. And then once you use Swiftman, I'm not sure if I covered this in my previous videos, but you gain Soul of a Forest. Now usually in keys, you use this on a regrowth to get a fat regrowth for 150% stronger. But in a raid environment, you want to use Wild Growth, which makes your Wild Growth 50% stronger. And since we're also running with this talent here, Improved Wild Growth, it hits an additional target. I think it's 7 now instead of 6, something like that. Yeah. So you have 8 rejuvenations out. Very easy. You're pushing 1 button. 2 on yourself, 2 on the tank, 4 on other people. You have the Light Bloom on the tank. Then you Swiftman yourself at the tank, or whoever has damage on them. And you do the fat, juicy Wild Growth. Now, you got 6 seconds before this runs out. So I will do either 2 or 3 regrowths, and then you pop Flourish before Wild Growth runs out. Now, everyone is blanketed. All your regrowths are 100% crit. The damage is ticking as soon as you regrowth. You're just popping every 100% crit on everything. Regrowth, regrowth, regrowth. Your HOTS are going to last another 10 seconds at least, which is the whole duration of any mechanic in any raid. Everyone's getting spammed. Everyone is healthy. HPS is through the charts. Now, what do you want to do if you want to push it to the final form? If you want to go Super Saiyan in a raid, and you want to break the game, it's very similar to what we just said. It's just one more step. 2 more if you want to really overlap. I wouldn't overlap because the healing just gets too much. It's a waste of cooldown. But you Rejuvenation again, 8 rejuves. Life Run on the tank, Spring Blossom's out, maybe a Grove Guardian is out too, he's doing his thing. You Swiftman, Wild Growth, and the second it hits, you Trank. Now Wild Growth lasts for 6 seconds, and Trank lasts for 5. The second that ends, you Flourish. Oh, it's the max power of anything. It's insanity. Your regrowth lasts for an extra 6 seconds and is stronger. Your Trank lasts for like 12 seconds now after you just pulsed all that healing. And all your rejuvenations are lasting for 8 seconds. And then, of course, all your regrowths are instant cast. Are 100% crit and cost basically no mana. And so then you're just spamming regrowths on everybody. You don't even think about it. Everyone's juiced. Everyone's great. If you really want to, you could Trank first and then Swiftman someone into a Wild Growth. And right before the Trank hot finishes, you Flourish. The idea behind it is you want to Flourish when Trank is still up, ticking, and Wild Growth is still ticking. So you get this big window of like 10 seconds of this extra fat hot from Trank, which is applying Mastery Sacks, and you have the Wild Growth, which is applying an additional 7 people. And then you also have Spring Blossoms doing their thing, you have your Guardians doing some things. The healing output's insane. So in a raid environment, that's what you do for your second go. For your first go, you're going to be using Tree Form, which is sad because I love running Convoke. And if you're running with a small group, like 15 people, like a 239 or something, you definitely can still run Convoke. You can even run Photosynthesis still if you wanted to, and just play similar to like a Mythic Plus style. Especially when there's a lot of raid encounters where you have to split the group into 2, and you're healing just one half the raid, where you're healing like 8-7 people now. It's basically like a Mythic Plus environment. You light bloom 2 people, the normal stuff that we already mentioned in the previous video. But for a raid in a big group, you got 20-25 people. You have to run Tree of Life. It's too strong, and it's a waste not to run it. The main thing that you take away from Tree of Life is that when you go Tree Form, you are getting instant casts on your Wild Growth and your Regrowth. Rejuvenation is stronger too, but Rejuvenation is already set up before you go Tree Form, so you're not going to be sending Rejuvenations. So the same setup applies. Life Bloom on your tank, double Rejuvenation on yourself, double Rejuvenation on the tank, 4 more Rejuves on whoever you want. Boom, damage is about to go out. What do? Same idea. We Swiftman into a fat Wild Growth. Everyone's juiced. Maybe 1 or 2 regrowths we shoot out. Then we Flourish, we blanket the whole world. And then we lock into Super Saiyan mode. We go Tree Form. And now our regrowths are instant casts. Instant casts. Look at this. Boom. Boom. And they're 100% crit because our abundance will be at 96%. And they're going to cost no mana. So during this time, you are a healing god. Nothing can touch you. You have Guardians out too. Like, it's crazy. Wild Growth, I think, heals an additional person when you're in Tree Form as well. It's not instant cast, but it heals even more. It's just amazing. Like, the output you get is out of control. So the first damage pulse, you prep 8 seconds with your Rejuvenations. Wild Growth, Swiftman, Flourish, go Tree Form, and just blast regrowth. It's one button. One button almost set up with rejuves, and then when you're healing, you go Tree Form and 1 button regrowth. That's all you gotta think. It's very, very simple. That's why I don't like grading. I think it's a little kind of boring to me. There's not as much critical thinking involved. But blanket the group in rejuves, at least 8. Here I track on my cooldown, it tracks my abundance stacks. When I see this at 8, and I'm using the Luxus add-on, I know I'm good. I got 96%. I can send it. And I have to kind of look up here for more. I know it's right in the middle of my screen, which is nice. And then, yeah, same thing as in the second. You go Tree Form first because chances are you'll get Tree Form one more time due to the reduced cooldown around the 2.5 minute mark. So you're going to Tree Form, do your thing, the same thing I just set up. Then the next time, on the next big pulse damage in like a minute or so into the raid fight, you're going to use Trank. So same idea, but instead of going Tree Form, you Trank, and then you Flourish it all. And then you go back again to do the Tree Form if there's a third time, which usually on encounters there'll be 3 pulses. Depending how crazy, if the DPS is nuts, you might kill it in 2. But yeah, and that's it, guys. Very simple, pretty straightforward, nothing crazy. If you want to have a little more fun and do more of a DPS build, which I like to do, especially in Heroic. I did my first Heroic clear, I think the first week I dinged. The full clear is very easy, pretty chill, and fun. And then I tried Mythic this week for the first time, because a lot of people were asking about ratings, so I just wanted to see what it felt like. And we did 4 of 8 Mythic on the group I joined. It was pretty straightforward. I think I was second healing on the Mythic one. The Heroic one I was top healing. But I mean, as long as people aren't dying, your heals are out. If people snipe your heals while our juices are ticking, it's okay. There's nothing you can do about it. You have to play efficiently. You're not trying to just like snipe every single heal, because other people are using their cooldowns too. If your hots are rolling, Spring Blossom on the ground, your Grove Guardian is out, you're doing your job. There's nothing to worry about. But I hope this helped you guys. I hope this made some more sense. In terms of Mythic Plus, we're at 3140 now. Got almost all the keys done on a 14. Hopefully next week we'll do some 15s. If some of the DPS stop dying to one-shot mechanics, but it's a struggle of any healer. But hopefully we'll start pushing up, and I would like to get 3.2, I think, this season, and it should be to get. I think it's very realistic. No real difficult healing checks so far in the Mythic keys that we've done so far. City is, the last boss is more scary. The third boss is pretty chill. The last one can be tough. I think it's very doable on a 15 without an AUG. I think once you get to 16s and 17s, I'm going to need an AUG for the extra DR for the group, especially for the Shaman, who's going to need a little bit more of a wall. And then Siege is also very easy. Second boss, a lot of people use walls, but the scariest check, because that dot is pretty nasty, and people just take it naked, chunks them to like 20%, and then the last boss, people get chunked to like 10-20%. So like, you have to instantly dispel someone before the first tick happens, and heal the other person who has a defensive. So it's a little more critical thinking, but it's not bad. This should be a free key. Miss is very easy. I just need people to not stop getting one shot, but that's another thing. Anyways, guys, it's been a lot of fun. I'm enjoying being back to the game. I hope this guide helped you guys with raid healing. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. I'll probably make another video soon explaining like my add-ons and weak auras and what I'm using here, what all this is as well. If people want to have a similar UI to me as well. Other than that, hope you guys have a great day. Hope this helped you guys, and smash some content. See you guys soon.